Good evening and welcome to this Tuesday, August 18th, 2020 meeting of the Raymore Planning and Zoning Commission. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Let me remind commissioners, make sure your microphone is lighted when you're speaking, and please speak into the microphone for the record. And we will call roll. Commissioner Wiggins.
Present.
Commissioner Bowie. Commissioner Ackland.
Present.
Commissioner Fizer.
Present.
Commissioner Peterman.
Present.
Commissioner Urquia.
Present.
Commissioner Manser. And Mayor Turnbow.
Present.
And we do have a quorum this evening. We have no items this evening under personal appearances, and before we move into consent agenda, I move that we transfer case 20016, Prairie of the Good Ranch final plat, from consent agenda to new business for some further discussion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Faulkner, second by Mayor Turnbow. All those in favor, raise a hand, please. 6, 7. Thank you. And that's 7 in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. And as we move into consent agenda, that leaves approval of minutes from our August 4th, 2020 meeting. And as you prefer, I would entertain either a motion to approve consent agenda or approve minutes from our August 4th meeting.
Make a motion.
Commissioner Wiggins.
I move that we approve the minutes from the August 4th, 2020 meeting.
You weren't even here.
I watched the video.
I'll second the motion.
All right, motion by Commissioner Wiggins, second by Commissioner Urquia to approve minutes of our August 4th, 2020 meeting. All those in favor, raise a hand, please. 2, 3, 6, 7 in favor, none opposed, and no abstentions. Thank you. There's nothing this evening under unfinished business, so that takes us into item 7, new business, and case 20016, Prairie of the Good Ranch, final plat. And as the applicant is not with us this evening, I'll turn the floor over to Ms. Jardot for a brief staff report, if you will, please.
Thank you, Mr. Councilman. This is case 20016, the Prairie of the Good Ranch. It's a final plat, but it's actually a replat of a replat for lots 1 through 65 and then A through E. The only difference between this replat and the previous one, which was previously platted November 27th of 2017, is the gas company, Southern Star, came back, and instead of a 50-foot easement, it was supposed to be 66 feet. So that is what this plat is sort of reconciling. The city accepted the public improvements, which included the streets, for the first phase of development just recently on July 27th. This allows for the release of permits into the first phase. And then a couple lots had to be adjusted to account for that additional 16 feet as well, but they didn't lose any lots. They were just adjusted to account for that width difference. Let me see. Staff recommends that the Planning and Zoning Commission accept the staff proposed findings of fact and forward case number 20016, the Prairie of the Good Ranch final plat, lots 1 through 65 and tracks A through E to the City Council with a recommendation of approval. I'm available for any questions.
Okay, thank you. Case does not require a public hearing, so I'll jump into the two questions that I believe I had. So the one is actually very minor, but I did notice on the map, I see that the pipeline easement has been increased to 66 feet. However, I didn't find a current date on our copy of the map. The dates on this revised map still show 2017, and unless I'm missing something, I'd like to get that corrected before this goes to City Council. The other item that I had a question on in staff report at the top of page 5, and this would be staff comments number 7. There's a statement that the developer has incorporated the new teardrop cul-de-sac design required by the city. However, when I look at the 5 cul-de-sacs on the map, I don't see the center island that is part of that new cul-de-sac design, and that's the islands, as I read City Code, Chapter 445.030, paragraph I-10C, the way I read it, and Mr. Zer's not here to confirm, but I read it, I think it's got the word shall, and so if these were indeed the new teardrop design, I think they'd be required to have the center decorative item or decorative island. What I'm not sure about, since this was already platted, I'm not sure whether that new teardrop cul-de-sac design would actually be required, because I would think this subdivision would have been grandfathered. So with that, I'll let you address my questions, Ms. Jardot.
Thank you, Mr. Councilman. Yes, so because this is grandfathered in and they do not have to plat the teardrop design, however, they did go ahead and do them and they were accepted with the road improvements in July. So they are in place and were actually done, but they were not required to be platted.
So if you agreed on the date of the map, are we in a position to get the developer to put the current date on the map and show those decorative islands on the final plat?
Yes, that's fine. Yeah, I can make it a condition of approval.
Okay. Any discussion by the other commissioners or mayor? Mayor Turnbow.
No, Chairman, I do believe you brought up a valid point. I would question whether or not that is a necessity on this for us to make any kind of a motion tonight, if that can be an accepted item that has to be completed on the update on this particular plat in order for us to move forward on it. I have a little bit of trepidation moving forward on it without the indications that the chair has brought forward. So I'd actually like a little more explanation on that, if you can provide it, Katie. If you can't, then well, I guess we just have to make a decision whether or not our condition that we apply to the motion is valid or not.
Okay, I guess I'm not, where would you like me to expand? They're not required to draw the teardrops, but they did go ahead and do them.
Then why don't we have that plat here, that plat map in front of us?
They weren't required to show them on the plat because they were grandfathered in from when it was previously recorded.
Okay, because I was out there, I don't know that I actually saw, because the roads are in, I didn't see an island in those cul-de-sacs. Is there one there?
I was told they did them and that Public Works allowed it, but I'm happy to get back with you on it.
Well, I'd like to have some determination on whether they exist or don't exist.
Right.
And if they don't exist, that's fine if they were grandfathered, but it's nice if they went ahead and went along with the teardrop design as updated by code. But I was out there the other day, and it could have been there, and I just overlooked them because I was looking at lots, but I was just kind of curious about that. Has anybody else been out there?
I was by on Hubach Hill, but unfortunately, I didn't think to turn in and actually look for the cul-de-sac shape, so
Yeah.
I can't confirm, but
They're not really that big a cul-de-sac, to be honest with you. They're rather small. They're smaller than what I've seen in other developments that we've had. They're smaller. They appear to be smaller than what we have in Creekmore. They appear to be smaller than what we have in Stonegate. But it could be just because there aren't any houses around it.
well, Mayor Turnbow, lacking Mr. Zur, who I always tend to lean on for questions like this, but lacking Mr. Zur and with discussion with Ms. Jardot. So I think I would propose that our motion, if we agree to go forward and pass this on to City Council, I would ask that our motion include a condition that the date of the map will be updated to 2020, because I don't really want to pass it on to City Council with it like it is today.
Right.
And I might also suggest that we phrase the condition regarding the cul-de-sacs, that the map reflect the cul-de-sacs, whichever way they are, that the map reflect the actual situation on the cul-de-sacs, knowing that the old design would be grandfathered. How does that sound to you?
Yeah, I like that, sir.
Okay.
Sounds good.
That seem reasonable, Ms. Jardot?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We're kind of hooking the developer into fixing the map, but to me, that's a small price to get this on to council without further delay. Other commissioners? Are we ready? Okay, well, yeah, we don't have a motion, so,
I'll take a stab at the motion, Commissioner.
all right, Commissioner Arkia.
So yeah, I move that we accept the staff proposed findings of facts and forward case 20016, the Prairie of the Good Ranch final plat, lots 1 through 65 and tracks A through E to the City Council with recommendation of approval on the condition that the map be updated to reflect the amended date and to include the required design for the cul-de-sac if needed, or to reflect that it was grandfathered in.
I'd second that motion.
Thank you, Mayor Turnbow. Ms. Jardot, how'd the motion sound to you? Does that sound like something we can live with?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there's a motion on the floor by Commissioner Arkia, second by Mayor Turnbow, to accept case 20016, Prairie at the Good Ranch final plat, and forward to City Council with recommendation of approval contingent on the map having the date updated to current and including the appropriate design of the cul-de-sac, whichever way it turns out to be, grandfathered or not. How's that sound? Okay. All right. Is there any further discussion on this motion? All those in favor, raise a hand, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 in favor. None opposed, no abstention. Mayor Turnbow, I'd take your advice. Since I'll note for the record, Commissioner Bowie just arrived. Shall we proceed and leave the motion stand approved as it is?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, good to see you, Commissioner Bowie, and we'll tell you later what all you missed. Okay. And Ms. Jardot, that takes us to City Council report. And since you are filling all of the roles this evening, we'd like to hear that.
Thank you, sir. So the following were done at the August 10th City Council meeting: the appointment of Simon Cassis to the Park Board, the appointment of Mr. Reginald Townsend to the Kansas City Area Transportation Authority Board of Commissioners, and then the following new business also passed: establishing a stop sign, the award of the contract for the Willow Wind Gravity Sewer, the support of application to the MHDC for Grant Park Villas, and then the Dean Avenue Extension right-of-way final plat was also accepted. That is all for the new city council.
Okay, thank you. And moving on, that takes us into staff report, and it's you again, Ms. Jardot.
The staff report is the same as last month. It's July's. August has not been finished yet. Just to highlight a couple things, the west gate is being striped and should open later this week. And then Harold Estates sewer should start sometime soon as well.
Would you like to talk about upcoming cases briefly?
The upcoming cases we have are Saddlebrook, and Parkside is being brought back. They've decided to move forward with rezoning, and in rezoning, instead of to a PUD, they're going to rezone to RP2. So they will not have a preliminary plan at the time. It's not required since they're doing RP2. So they will just be moving forward with the rezoning and then come back later for when they have a preliminary plan ready.
Okay, now, quick question. So our next meeting, I believe, is September 1st, Tuesday, of course, and we'll have the capital improvement program at that meeting and 32nd amendment to the UDC. Does that sound right?
Yes, that's correct.
And so those subdivisions will be at a meeting after that?
Correct. They will be, I believe, September 14th, and then, or 15th, I think is the Tuesday, and then the 24th, I believe, is the 2 weeks later.
Well, 15th is our mid-month meeting in September.
Okay, sorry. So
We're
September,
meeting September 1st, September 15th, right?
and then in October, they're
Yeah,
split up
okay.
separately.
All right, thank you. Any questions for staff? All right. Mayor Turnbow, I think we usually give you an opportunity to add any appropriate news from city council meeting.
Sure. I'll just to kind of expand on what Katie's provided to us. The resolution that she mentioned briefly about the appointment of Reginald Townsend, the KCATA Board of Commissioners, that's actually a resolution that we're forwarding to the county because that's an appointment by the Senate or approved by the Senate. So the county commission has to make the recommendation. It has to be accepted by KCATA and the recommendation forwarded to the Senate for approval. So it's a fairly lengthy process, and this is just the first step because we've not had a representative on the KCATA board for several years now from Cass County. And we felt like with what we're trying to accomplish with I-49 and 58 Highway, as well as the economic development issues that are going along I-49, we felt like we needed a voice on that ATA Board of Commissioners. We talked to Mr. Houston. He was anxious to have Mr. Townsend because Mr. Townsend is also very involved with the STP programming at the Mid-America Regional Council, which is their, I forget what STP stands for. It's transportation in their program somewhere. I forget what the S stands for, but he's been involved with that over the last couple of years and has tried to redirect state grant funding that goes through Mark to Cass County. So he's very involved and very astute when it comes to the transportation world, and we're hoping that he gets that appointment. The other thing was that we did set our 2020 tax levy. There was quite a bit of discussion from Mr. Fearborn on that, as there had been some incorrect data that had been provided to the municipalities by the county, and so we had to kind of reconfigure our budget at last minute but it did mean that there would be no levy increase at this time. It just had to, there was a formulation for figuring that out that caused a little angst on our part because we got the wrong numbers from the county initially. So the award of contract for the Willow Wind Gravity Sewer, that's a big deal. That's going to run up the sewer line over the hill and create an opportunity for development in that part across from Creekmore, because that large line will go down and connect with the Creekmore line. So that's kind of exciting for us. It takes away the Herald Estates need to have a lift station. That'll be nice for them because they've had to pay for the maintenance of that lift station there in agreement with the city over the last decade or so. So that was an agreement that we had made last year to work with Herald Estates to get that done. Plus, it'll open up opportunities for development along 58 Highway across from Willow Wind as well, not just for the Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh, but for others that are seeking to go into that property area. And the Grant Park Villas MHDC resolution was to support them again in their grant application with the state of Missouri for the assistance there. We had provided them with that letter of support last year as well, and they did not get the grant from the state of Missouri, but they've reapplied again this year, and so we decided we would support them again in that effort. And of course, the important thing was declaring the election results. The GEO bond issue passed. We were very excited about that. We're already moving forward with getting information out for a study for Ward Road. That'll be our first priority, is to improve Ward Road. And then we'll be working on other matters along the way. It's a 3-year project for the award of bonds. First award of bonds in 2020 will be $9 million. And so there'll be a few projects that we can work with that money. And then in the second year, another $9 million. And then the last year, $5.5 million that will match the amount that the voters approved at the ballot box. And I think that's all I have. I just want to give a little clarification on some of those.
Thank you. That's a lot of business going on, Mayor Turnbow. Thank you. Okay. Moving along in our agenda, I'd open the floor for public comment, and seeing no one from the public here this evening, I'll open the floor now for commission member comment. And Vice Chair Fizer, if I may, I'll start with you this evening.
Okay. I'd like to thank staff for their help, and Ms. Jardot for wearing a lot of different hats tonight. I think she did a great job. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Commissioner Wiggins.
No additional comments beyond thank staff for all their hard work.
Okay. Commissioner Ackland.
I don't have any additional comments as well, but I do just want to say thank you as well.
Thank you. Secretary Peterman.
Same thing. Nice job tonight, Katie, doing all of the work for the rest of them that aren't here. So anyway, staff works hard, and that keeps it all smooth.
Yep. Thank you. Commissioner Urquia.
Yeah, just thank you, Katie, for running the meeting tonight, and for Chairman Faulkner for studiously reviewing the map for those errors and pointing them out so we can get those corrected.
Commissioner Bowie.
No comments, just apologize for being late today, and appreciate all the hard work. Thank you.
We are glad to see you in any case. Thank you. Mayor Turnbow, I'll give you the floor once more.
Sure. I don't have a lot to add, but I do want to thank the commission and the attendance tonight. I know it was kind of a last-minute notice. This particular plat had come to us kind of last minute. They're wanting to move forward on it. They have 3 developers that are looking at lots and putting in homes, so they're very anxious to get started on this project. So it'll probably be fast-tracked once those items are fixed on the final plat map. and I'm sure the council will appreciate the fixes that were discussed this evening. So that's all I have tonight. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I won't add much, but Ms. Jardot, thank you very much. The multiple hats become you, but I'm sure you don't want to make a habit out of this. Unless commissioners or the mayor have anything else to add, I would entertain a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All right. Motion by Commissioner Wiggins, second by Commissioner Urquilla to adjourn this evening's meeting. All those in favor, raise a hand, please. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you. I had to adjust my count. It's now 8 in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Thank you very much.